Lovely evening here then in National Bank Stadium, Karachi, as we head towards the first eliminator of the HBL PSL with Islamabad United taking on Quetta Gladiators. Well, it's going to be a really good one. The equation is so simple. Whoever wins today wins, but whoever loses will be eliminated. Let's have a quick look at the league table to see where these two teams stand. And Islamabad United and Quetta Gladiators. Islamabad on that number 3 spot. They are taking on Riley Russo's team today. Quetta Gladiators also on 11. Well, we saw yesterday what happened. Multan Sultans with a convincing victory, once again making it to the final of the HBL PSL. But today, whoever loses is out. So it's essentially a knockout game. Islamabad United then coming after a bit of a layoff, I'd say. They played their last game in Pindi. What a fantastic chase that was against Multan Sultans. And then you've got Quetta Gladiators really sort of making it to this far because of that wonderful 6 that we saw by Anwar Ali. So I've been joined now in the studio by Amir, Sohail and Mark Butcher. Apologies, that was Wasim Jr. We've had so many games this far that we're like, and some really close ones as well. That was Wasim Jr. with a fantastic performance by Quetta Gladiators. And Quetta Gladiators, Amir, they started off their journey with back-to-back wins. Then they lost a few games. Then they made a comeback. How are you looking at their overall journey so far?
I think they've been here because of their bowling lineup. Batters haven't been able to set up big totals, or they haven't been able to chase totals they were supposed to. So I think there is a big concern when you talk about Quetta Gladiators, as opposed to Islamabad United. They have so many match winners in their lineup. They have explosive players there, utility cricketers. So I think they really have to up their game to be able to compete with a side like Islamabad. There are so many concerns when you talk about Quetta Gladiators.
All right, you heard it from Amir. Then there's quite a few concerns for Quetta Gladiators. But are there any concerns for Islamabad United then, Butch?
Yeah, I think both of these teams are imperfect. That's why they ended up finishing in 3rd and 4th. Islamabad, with the top order, hasn't exactly fired for them. Colin Munro has had his moments. Ironically, one of them was when he was on one leg with the busted hamstring. Alex Hales has struggled a bit. But through the middle order, that's kind of where they've made their game. Shadab has had a terrific tournament. Azam Khan has sparkled from time to time. Hyder Ali and Fahim, and then latterly Imad. So as far as the middle order batting is concerned, I think they're doing a wonderful job, and that might be very helpful to them out here. The one thing that I think that is going to be a big problem for Quetta, having watched matches here at Karachi, is the fact that they're very much reliant on spin bowling. Amir's already talked about the fact that their batting hasn't fired. But the spin bowling, there's 3 spinners, specialist spinners, and only 2 quicks. Now, I think the quicks have done a wonderful job out here. You just think about Multan Sultans, David Willey, Chris Jordan, Abbas Afridi, the reverse swing that you're getting on these used pitches. The fact that they've only got 2 genuine heavy seam bowlers could also be an issue for them. So, listen, if you're asking me which one I'm backing tonight, I'm going with the red. Money's going on red hard this evening.
Money is going on the red for Butch, and Amir Sohail sees so as well that they're looking like the stronger side. Earlier today we had the toss, of course, and if in case you guys missed out, Shadab Khan's team elected to bat first after winning. It's interesting because normally when you look at the kind of side that they've had, they like to chase. They've always been in the past a chasing side, Amir, but today they opted to bat first and also made a couple of changes.
The reason why they haven't played Kyle Mills in this game, because they don't believe that pace is going to work here. Only the Yorkers were working for other bowlers here, and they think Kyle Mills is a sort of a bowler who won't be able to bowl those Yorkers. So they have resorted to McCoy, who's kind of a slinger, who relies on change of pace and all that. So I think that makes sense. And batting-wise, we have already spoken about they have a strong middle order. I think major concern is their opener, Alex Hales. And if he takes pressure on himself and say, okay, this is a big game and I'm going to do something special for my side, the only thing he needs to do is spend a bit of time at the crease and then give himself a chance to be able to score big. The only thing I would suggest to him is stop thinking about hitting the ball over extra cover. Aim from mid-off to fine leg, he'll be better served.
All right, we hope that he hears you because he's also got a new opening partner on the other end in the form of Martin Guptill. Quetta Gladiators then, just looking at that side, you know, South Shakil, he's been amongst the runs, Butch. Overall, how do you look at this side?
Yeah, I mean, I think in contrast to Islamabad, that top two has been key for them, so they need big performances out of them. One thing that interests me, they've gone in completely unchanged in this game, and they had Shafane Rutherford back to play, who has been very, very successful for them in the middle order at the back end. They don't really have a specialist there unless you count Mohammed Wasim Jr. And the way that they could have got Shafane Rutherford into the side was to bring back Sarfraz as wicketkeeper, perhaps leave out Nafay in the top order there, and then play Rutherford, and that way they might have just bolstered their middle order batting a little bit. They've decided not to do it. They've gone with the team that got absolutely murdered by Multan the other day, and well, hopefully the pep talk from Viv will dispel any memories of that nightmare that they had here only a couple of nights ago, and they can take some inspiration from the great man, perhaps the greatest.
Absolutely the greatest, and the kind of passion that is shown by him. I mean, you talk about the greats of the game, Amir, and everybody agrees. I think it's a unanimous thought amongst anybody who's followed the game of cricket that he is the greatest of all time. But to have that kind of hunger and energy for the game still, it's very evident. You know, there's so much positive energy around Viv Richards.
Still loves the game, still animated, and wants the younger kids to actually go out there and perform in a huge manner. And he's been urging them. And I think he's been quite an influence for Quetta Gladiators over the years.
All right, 2 new caps for Islamabad United in a crunch game as well. You know, Boch, you look at Martin Guptill is going to be making his debut this year. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a stalwart of the competition. He's scored runs wherever he's been. I think if you're bringing in somebody for a crunch game and they haven't played in the tournament yet, you're better off having someone who's been around a bit than someone who may be overawed by the situation. And Obed McCoy has got to come in and do the similar job to Ruman Reyes, who has been fantastic with Naseem Shah with the new ball. I mean, that's going to be a key battle as well. Those two bowlers, the opening bowlers of Naseem and Obed McCoy now against the openers of Quetta Gladiators.
All right, that should be interesting how they utilize their bowlers. Thank you so much, Butch and Amir, for your thoughts. Different conditions here to Pindi. We saw a magnificent chase by Islamabad United the other night against Multan Sultans, but these are different conditions. We haven't really seen a lot of high scores here, so it really is about how many runs Islamabad United puts, and then Quetta Gladiators, how well they bowl and how well they're able to sort of rally their men together, rally their troops together for the big one. It's all about the pressure. We're going to have a fantastic contest between two very good sides, so don't go anywhere.